congratulations on a job well done as president.
Thank you.
Guess, how are you feeling?
It's been almost so busy that I don't have the time to kind of just sit back and say, okay, what's going on? But there's always the bittersweet side of it. I love the position. I love Temple. But I've done it 3 times, and my wife deserves some of my time, and my grandson, 2 years old, and I have not spent as much time with him as I should. Plus, it's time to pass the torch.
Yeah.
John Fry is excellent. Students will love him. Faculty will love him. Staff will love him. The university will love him. He really knows Temple. He's been really studying up. And of course, being in Philadelphia, he just has an excellent knowledge of the Philadelphia scene, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania scene, the national scene. And I will say that he and I have been friends for a while,
Yeah.
and we worked together for a while, for years. So,
What about Temple makes it so unique? You've mentioned your love for Temple a lot over the years. What is it that makes Temple so different from other universities in the city or just in the region?
Yeah, I've thought about that a lot since I've been here now,
Yeah.
almost 49 years. I came here from California, out of UCLA, still finishing my degree, and came here as assistant to the dean, and figured I'd stay a couple of years.
Yeah.
Didn't know anything about Temple, but I'll say right away, I fell in love with the place. To me, it's the people, it's the mission, and when you think about Temple University, you think not only of the university, but you think also of our health system and all the components of the university. And we do, just across the board, excellent work, engaging with our local communities, with our, we're a public university, so with our Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, with the nation. I'm just so in awe of what our faculty, students, alumni, staff are doing day in and day out. Because as president, I support people. I sometimes need to set boundaries on things, etc. But the real work of the university is done by a faculty, student body, and an alumni body that are just absolutely superb. And they know about Temple's mission. They care about our historic mission. And we do literally what I think we should be doing. And I've had chances to leave. I always wanted to stay at Temple. So it's been a great career.
Let's talk about a little when Joan passed away. How did you go about trying to guide a university that was hurting?
Just devastating. Just the worst news possible. I went down to the hospital. The police were there and everything. They, of course, let me in, and she had already passed, but they did provide me with an opportunity to be alone with her for a few minutes, and that was special. A friend for over 30 years, a colleague. She was provost when I was president last time. So personally, it was, and still is, heartbreaking. I wear this. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's the medal about that was specially done for Joan. And I have pictures of her in my office and everything. So personally, still very moving. Institutionally, I saw everywhere an outpouring of grief, and just people in different ways expressing their sorrow, their grief. We of course had a memorial service, which was very well attended, but it wasn't just a memorial service. I got calls from people from California calling me. I said, I heard what happened, and I met her, and she was so, and what became obvious was the extent of her impact and genuine love and regard for her, not just at Temple, I'm not talking in the legal community, across Philadelphia, across the Commonwealth, nationally. And got a note from the governor saying, thank you for taking on this role, just how sad he was. Same thing, I got a call from Senator Casey, same thing. She touched so many people in so many ways, and it's very touching for the institution as a whole. But what happened was, Joanne was always very good at bringing people together, and this brought people together. I saw it everywhere, across the campus, even when, units that you didn't think would get along together, everybody was out pouring their sorrow and their support. So right away I saw the institution come together. And so one of my priorities was, let's try to keep the institution together, and let's focus on what Joanne's priorities have been. And of course her priorities were enrollment and safety, public safety. And so we focused on those, and I think the institution as a whole has done a very good job in both those areas. And I see that as a legacy of President Joanne Epps. And her legacy is in many directions. Her portrait now hangs in the Feinstone Lounge. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but you might walk by and just see it. And her legacy continues in so many ways. And of course, our boards stepped up and created a scholarship in her name, and all of us gave to it. And that outpouring has created a scholarship. It's a major scholarship for undergraduate students. So her legacy continues, and I think of her often. She'll always be with all of us. She'll always be with me.
The decision process to step back up and fill in after she passed, was it something that you decided to do, or did the university reach out? What was the process like?
The board indicated to me, with this happening, would I be willing to step in? The process was very simple. The chairman of the board called my wife and said, is it okay if we make this offer to your husband? My wife is outstanding. And she said, oh, of course. She loved Joanne so much. So then the board offered to me that next week. It's obviously the decision process in my mind is, of course, I'm happy to do it. Joanne is so special. Anything I can do to help the university going forward. So that pretty well got set fairly quickly. The board said, we want you as president until such time as we select the new president. So you're not going to be interim, you're not going to be acting, you're president.
Right.
You've been president before, so you're going to be president with all the authority to do whatever needs to be done to take us to the next level based on Joanne's legacy. And then the search, and of course we selected an outstanding new president.
The last year, there's been some unexpected challenges, especially with on-campus demonstrations, things like that. A lot of political turmoil. What has it been like to kind of lead the university through that?
I've always found that meeting with people and talking to them and listening to them is so important. So definitely doing that is critical. And we have a good-hearted university. Our students are good-hearted, they care, and that's wonderful. And on all sides of every issue, and I've seen that for many years. People get emotional, but they're also very respectful. And so I found people very respectful. So I think Temple University is a unique institution because of our values, because of our mission. People share the mission, and that mission we summarize it as opportunity and engagement and discovery. And the neat thing is, when you have mission that you share, and accrediting bodies, I've met with one this morning, they always remark, people at Temple kind of share this sense of mission. When you have a sense of mission that you share, people are more respectful towards each other, even when they disagree with each other. And I think that's what makes Temple special, very special. So all the challenges we've had, people come together, work together, even in disagreement, we find a way to go forward. We've seen it in, as we looked at public safety and how to address the public safety challenges of Philadelphia and things that have happened in the past. We've seen it in attracting new students, and those are success stories. Temple's a good-hearted place, and that's what I love about it.
What has it been like to watch the university change over the years?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, since you became president for the first time, so now, exiting again, what has it been like, and what are kind of the most tangible changes that you've noticed in your tenure?
I mean, obviously, there's the physical change
Right.
of the campus. I mean, when I first came, Temple was very much a commuter campus.
Yeah.
So many of the buildings that are here now haven't been there, weren't there then. Across the street, we had a Wilkie Buick, beautiful lot, and suddenly, over the years, progressively, there's been investment in this campus, our health science campus, our other campuses. There was crazy talk years and years ago about, maybe Temple should move to the suburbs. And that, people have said, no, that's not Temple.
Yeah.
That's not who we are. We're a city-based university with a public mission. And so the investment was made here on the campus. And one of the very tangible investments, of course, was the Leocoris Center.
Yeah.
And that's on the Wilkie Buick site. And that became kind of an anchor there, and other developments all around it. And it drew us closer to our roots, closer to the local community. You see buildings going up, serving not just Temple, but also serving local community. And it's perfect with our mission, providing opportunity. This place just exudes opportunity, bringing in students, giving them opportunity. It serves our outreach mission of engaging with the local community and communities around. It serves our discovery mission, investing in science building, investing in the library, all those kinds of things. So I remember walking the campus at lunchtime in the evening, and often there wasn't a lot of activity when I first came.
Yeah.
Now, you walk the campus anytime classes are out, and it's like the New York subway. You walk the campus in the evening, students everywhere,
Yeah.
all of whom tell me that they are studying. They're just taking a break from studying, all of them. But it's now, 24/7 institution, and there's no way to fully capture how that change, how big a change that's been, not just physically, but psychologically, where people want to come to Temple University. And we've grown terrifically over the years, and now after COVID with the downturn and those kinds of things happening, now we're going back up with a great, very successful enrollment picture for our undergraduate students and our graduate students. But also, more and more, we've recognized the close tie between the health system and Temple University. Our health system does God's work during the COVID, all the time, serving the local communities. and the relationship between the university and the health system has grown stronger with research going on across. Over the years, we merged with the Fox Chase Cancer Center, which is just an amazing entity. So we've grown our mission in the sense of expanding our mission, but that mission always the same. And we've grown our campus very much due to the help of the Commonwealth and what they've provided us, not only in terms of appropriation, but also Commonwealth capital dollars. And we've grown our alumni base and our alumni giving. So it's happened on all levels. But I look back on those days before the Leah Corus Center and now after, and I see just how dramatic things have become. And I hadn't thought about it in a while, so thanks for asking that question, because dramatically different.
Yeah.
Students everywhere, faculty everywhere, faculty engaged. It's a wonderful feeling.
Do you think Temple is a bit misunderstood in any way by maybe the general public, whether it be public safety concerns or just various financial questions? Do you think that overall there might be a misunderstanding from the outside?
Temple being the public,
right,
the only public university in the city, sometimes people feel that they can take shots at us and
yeah.
their expectations are high. So I think that's always true, but look at what we've become. And I'm thinking since I got here, we've become a Research One university, one of the elite, top 4% in the country in terms of having that mission and doing the kind of research that truly changes lives and saves lives with our health system. So sometimes people don't appreciate that. Sometimes people don't appreciate all that we do for our local neighbors and for the city of Philadelphia, in the sense that sometimes people will say, well, yeah, but you're a public university. You're supposed to do that. Well, public universities don't always do those kinds of things. We do it.
Yeah.
We do it because that's what we are. A few years ago during the pandemic, the mayor of the city called me early in the morning and said, listen, we have this pandemic. We need an emergency COVID hospital. I've been turned down by 2 other institutions. He didn't tell me who, so I don't know who it was. But would Temple somewhere be able to put up a COVID emergency place, hospital site? And I said, yeah, of course we'd do it. I talked to our chair of our board. He said, yes, that's what we do. When Philadelphia needs something, we step in. So we didn't even ask about financial situation or whatnot, or what are the terms. I said, yeah. So we set up in the Leah Corus Center that COVID site, and a number of our docs came and volunteered at that site. It was beautiful, beautifully done. And the city needs us, we step forward. We're a public university. So I don't think people always understand those kinds of things. I think people generally are appreciating more and more just how vital Temple University is to this city, to this Commonwealth, to this nation. It's one of the challenges we always have, which is, hey, this is what we are. But we're very open about it and proud of it. And we spend a lot of energy and effort to invest in our local surroundings, etc. But as a public university, you always take a few shots, and that's just the reality. I recognize that.
When you look back at your tenure from your very first day as president to now exiting, is there anything you kind of identify as something you wish you could change? Are there any, I don't want to say regrets, but just anything that you look back on and think, maybe I should have done this differently, maybe I should have done that differently, or is it just the past is the past?
Well, you always have that,
Yeah.
but you have to be future-oriented in this job. Um, One of the things I always say is, for a president, you need to look at the futurity of your decisions. And you always need to be looking forward and build on the past. If something's going wrong, build on it. Get people together, do what you need to do. There's always things you say, gee, I wish I could have done better or whatnot.
Yeah.
And what I've found is sometimes I'll say that to people and say, no, this actually worked out very well, what happened. So we need to always look to the future of what Temple is. And I think the future's good, really good. Our upswing on our enrollment, as I said, upswing on our diversity in that enrollment, a terrific energy in our research, and a terrific energy in what we do in our service to the community, especially the health system at the university too. You have to look to the future in this job. You just can't, and vice versa. Things that have gone very well, you can't rest on your laurels because it's a changing future. The environment for higher education is changing as we speak. It just is a constant challenge. You can't either, be looking backwards all the time, or either on your successes or the ones that weren't as successful. The only looking backwards you do, from my vantage point, is our founding principles. Those have been stable, steady. I mean, this institution was founded with a real focus on serving the working people of this region, including immigrants, and to create an affordable education for people. And we continue to do that. An excellent, affordable education that changes lives. I love the little statement that we often put on our website. Because the world won't change itself. That's what we're about. Because the world won't change itself, our students, our faculty, everybody, they get so enthused about making a difference and changing people's lives and changing the world. That's what we're about. And so that's something we do very, very well, and we're going to continue doing it. But you have to look forward to the future, which I recommend always to you, and as you look at your career and your colleagues. Look to the future, look for the opportunities, look for the challenges too, and the threats, but look for the opportunities. That's what we're about. That's always enthused me, and that's one of the things that's kept me at Temple, is this opportunity for the future. I've been in 17 different positions. Each time as I go into a new position, I've had to learn something new. I had to learn something new coming into this. Just literally, even though I had just been president 5 years before, or for 5 years, a couple years before, things are always changing. That's the fun of it, that's the challenge of it, that's sometimes the scary part of it too. You just don't know. But that's my philosophy.
Without obviously sharing everything, what have your conversations been like with President-elect Fry? And why do you get the sense that Temple students, the community, should be optimistic about his upcoming tenure?
Yeah. First of all, I've been able to work with him for years. He's been friends for years. So I know what he's done. I know what he's done at his previous institutions. I know what he's done at Drexel. He's a very successful president. Very successful president. And he understands Philadelphia. He's very well connected in Philadelphia. In fact, he was once the chairman of the board of the Chamber of Commerce, and he's held very important positions. He's smart. He's likable. The best person for saying whether somebody's going to work out well is my wife. My wife loves him. Met him years ago, met him most recently, and she has good antennae. I trust hers. But over and above that, he is a quick study. He listens. So we've met many times, and I know he's also meeting with other people around campus. And he wants to learn. He wants to understand. So we've had many conversations about what's going on at Temple, how Temple works. Temple's a public institution. Drexel is a private institution. So he wants to learn, what does that mean to be a public institution? What people do I need to speak with in the Commonwealth? Legislators, governor, different people, because we're a public institution and we receive an appropriation from the Commonwealth, etc. But he already knows many of those legislators. So the fact that he knows people at the state level, the fact that he knows people at the local level, the fact that he knows people at the national level, the fact that he knows Temple from being able to view a competitor, all those kinds of things go to his strengths. And he's a good learner, and he's going to definitely hit the ground running. But he's also going to study the place and see it from his vantage point. And it's not just studying the place, but it's studying the changing environment. Okay, the environment changes in higher education, so what does he have to be prepared for? I'm going to serve as chancellor. I'll help him in the transition any way he wants. He's already asked me to do a couple things, even after November 1 that would be of assistance. I see, number one, a very smooth transition. That's always one thing you look for. Can it be a smooth transition, or is it chaotic transition? It's already become a very smooth transition. But number two, he has a great willingness to listen and to reach out and to ask for advice. And I'm certainly happy any way I'm asked. And he has so many things that he needs to do. If I need to help him in any way, attend something for him on his behalf or whatever, I'm there.
Do you feel like the search committee had any added pressure, just given kind of the turnover?
Oh, there's always that, but that's every search.
Right.
That's every search. But I do know that they felt comfortable that they could take the time to do it because they had Joan Epps as President Epps in place, and very comfortable with her they were, and they were very comfortable with me. And to both of us, they said, however long it takes, we feel confident that we can take that time. So they took the time. They took the time. And what I loved about the search process was they met with faculty, they met with students, they met with community members, they met with alumni, listening to people. What kind of president do you want? What kind of president should we have? What kind of president is needed in the times ahead? And that was a very thorough process. Things worked out well.
What is your, I guess, just final message to the Temple community, to the students, faculty? What do you want your legacy to be as you prepare to exit?
I know from many years' experience and from different positions just how valuable all the different aspects of the university are. What our campus does, what our staff does, what our police do, what our facilities people do. This is teamwork. So for me, it's teamwork and partnerships make Temple University, along with our mission and the quality of the people. And I say that because things don't get accomplished without teamwork. We would not have been able to bring in that entering class, both at the undergraduate and graduate levels, that we did without teamwork. This isn't something a president. I went to the Experience Temple Days. I met with parents, and I met with students, etc. That's nice, whatnot. But what sells the place are our faculty, our students, the ambiance, the feeling that people have on campus. So it's teamwork. If the facilities people aren't doing what they do with planting in the grounds, which they're doing right now, and keeping the grounds and the facilities in place, we don't draw as strong a class. If the police aren't meeting people and talking to them and allaying anybody's fears of coming to a city, etc., we don't attract people. If our faculty aren't there interacting with students and saying, here's the potential you have, here are some career choices you have, we don't attract the class. If our alumni aren't going out and talking about, hey, Temple's a place to go, think about sending your son or daughter here, it doesn't happen. It's teamwork. Teamwork is the most important thing. So I want to say to everybody, thank you. Thank you for the teamwork. Success is a team sport, without a doubt.
Yeah.
And it's all of us working together. So I have a role, but the role that everybody has is so great that we have to work together, and partnerships too. Partnerships with other institutions, partnerships with the city, partnerships with the state, partnerships with the federal government, on all those. Forging those partnerships. I say thank you to our partners. Thank you for all you do. I mean, to me, it's enormous gratitude, because I know how things work. I know how things get done, and the success of this institution depends upon that. It's the sense of teamwork, the sense of partnership, the sense of mission, and the sense of working together. And that's what it's all about. So, a terrific sense of thank you. That's one of my strongest messages. And it's our legacy together, teamwork, not my legacy. It's literally the legacy of Temple University continuing, and it will continue under Joan. It continued under Joanne Epps. And this is what we're about. So I'm very grateful. I'm very just moved by the people I've talked to, people who've come to wish me well or to thank me or do whatever. I was always saying, I want to thank you. So to various events, athletic events, where they present me with a ball or with a signed ball or with a signed field hockey stick. To me, thank you to all of you. So and I'll say that to Temple News. Thank you, Temple News. I've worked with you many years. You've been critical of me at times, you've been laudatory at times, you've been everything. But that's what we do. That's what I love about the place. And to me, the greatest legacy is a group legacy, and the greatest legacy is an institution that continues to get stronger and stronger under successive presidents and with successive faculty, etc. And I truly believe that.
Yeah, awesome.
It's been here long enough to know that.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking some time to chat with us. Yeah.
Thanks for everything.
Thank you. Yeah, good luck.